light went off. But this thing, see, understand here. This thing T1 and T2, these are equal or not. It depends on that whether we are able to take this perfectly symmetric situation or not. Although this appears a perfectly symmetric situation, but somehow it is not that much symmetric because one is lying below and one is lying above. If I just think in horizontal direction only, then these two situations appear to be perfectly symmetric. Means this tension should appear to be equal to the other tension. But I observe one more thing, that one is lying above and one is lying below. Then that somehow makes me feel that maybe the situation is not that much symmetric after all. Although if I just focus only along horizontal direction, then I think this appears to be symmetric. And if that is symmetric, then I can take the accelerations to be equal, this equal, then tensions will be equal. Then this problem will be much easier. But only thing is whether we will be able to take T1 and T2 equal or not. And if we are able to take T1 and T2 equal for the timing, let us say somehow we are able to prove that T1 and T2 are equal. If we are able to prove T1 and T2 are equal, then in the beginning itself, I will not take A1 and A2. Then I will take accelerations to be A and A. Then acceleration of center will become 0. Then it will be a much simpler problem in that case. You understand what I am saying now? If somehow we are able to prove that tensions are just equal only because it is a perfectly symmetric case, let us say, then these accelerations will come out to be equal and opposite or not?
Yes, sir.
And then this acceleration of the center will be 0 only because, as you know already, this acceleration was A1 minus A2 by 2. If A1 and A2 are equal, then this will be just 0 acceleration. Then this will be just turning. And if that is happening, then these things are so simple that in one equation only we will be getting answer very fast. Which is that equation? That one equation will be equation I will write this way. We will write it. This equation I think we can write. Then I will write this equation. In fact, wait, so let me write again. For the timing, if I assume tensions to be equal, then I will write it in this way. Then I will say, like this: mg h, they will cover equal heights both downwards. If it is covering h height, it will also cover h height by symmetry. Then I can say mgh into 2, that's the potential energy lost. It will convert into kinetic energy, and kinetic energy will be just half m into v square multiplied by 4. Why multiplied by 4? Because there are 4 masses which are having this velocity: v, 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 v. Mass m, 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 m. Is it right or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So what I can do is, then I can write 2 mgh, potential energy loss, is equal to kinetic energy gained by the bodies which are translating, plus kinetic energy gained by the body which is rotating, half into m into r square into eta into omega square multiplied by 2. That is for the 2 cylinders. Then what we get total? Then we can write it as, and moreover, omega and velocity is also related to each other. We know it has velocity v this side, it has velocity v backwards. Then what is the relative velocity? The relative velocity is 2v. Then 2v divided by r, 2v divided by r will be omega. Or I can say 2v is equal to r omega. Then I can write this thing as, this r omega I can write as 2v. Then what I'm getting? I'm getting half into 4. Half into 4 will become 2. 2m v square plus 2 into 2 cancelled, eta m into 4, I think, because r omega will be 2v. So it will become 4v square. Right or not? That is equal to 2mgh. 2 cancelled everywhere. Then we are getting mgh is equal to mv square. Or I can take v also common. I can get m plus 2 eta m into v square. That is what we are getting. Then we are getting velocity. And once we know velocity is equal to, what is it coming out to be? mgh upon m plus 2 eta m under the root. Compare this velocity with root 2a s. S is equal to h here. Then I can get acceleration also quickly by just comparison only. So means we can get acceleration very fast in this case by conservation of energy also. But provided if we know that this tension and this tension are equal. So although it seems symmetric case only as far as x-axis is concerned, and we are writing our equation along x-axis, it doesn't even matter what is the normal. Normal will definitely matter, but that will matter only for taking sliding cases if it is mu into n. Otherwise, normal doesn't even matter, and these are just static friction only. And static frictions, I think, can be equal also probably. But now this case really here, I'm not able to decide as far as now it is. I'm not able to decide. But anyway, I think still from this analysis, we have learned many things. And if additionally, if the masses are also, if the case is so much symmetric, the tensions also come out to be same, then we are able to get the answer also. And then answer is very simple, as I discussed before. Answer is very simple. In one step only, we are getting answer. Where we are getting answer, then answer is this much easy. And how we are getting it so easy? Just by conservation of mechanical energy. And also writing one more equation we are writing here other than conservation of mechanical energy. This equation. One equation here. One is conservation of mechanical energy. And one is after that comparison of V is equal to root 2s. So we are getting accelerations. And from acceleration, we can get angular acceleration also by, because R omega is equal to 2V. So R alpha will be equal to 2A. So we can get that. We can get that, right or not? Fine. Next we have this question. No, this was already this one here. Shifting of normal direction. Let us revise these problems. Don't forget it. It is also for this week only. So we have taken some problems based on that, and you should do those questions again. F force is applied. What is the minimum force required to make it topple? What is the minimum force required to make it topple? Can you find it out? Minimum force required to make it topple we can find by shifting the normal here. Mg will be acting this side. Torque about this point I can take to be 0.
F into H.
Then I can say F into H is equal to mg into R. Then I'm getting, I think F is equal
F
to
equals to mgr. R by
mg
H.
into R by H. So we can get the force required to make it topple. And then also this was a simple case. At that time we discussed more complicated cases also, where we have some force is acting here. Let us say F is acting, F1 is there, and maybe here also F2 is there. And now if I ask you when this will topple on it, then it's slightly more complicated problem. Why is it complicated now? Because in this case I have to take pseudo forces also into account. What is the pseudo force acting on it? That also I have to take into account. And I have to find one more thing: whether these two are relatively slipping with respect to each other, or they are relatively at rest with respect to each other. So I will have to consider all those additional things. And at that time, I remember I discussed quite in a detail at that time, last time when I discussed toppling, that even in frictionless surface also there can be toppling. But what is the force required in the frictionless surface to topple? We can find it out. You remember that one or not? For the frictionless surface also, we can find out for the toppling case for the frictionless surface also. How to find it out? By taking some torque about center of mass. Then due to pseudo force torque will become 0. Due to normal torque will be there. Due to mg torque will become 0. Due to pseudo force torque will become 0. And it should shift. Normal should shift towards this edge. Then again I can get F into H is equal to n into what is this? Let us say it is B, n into B by 2. Then we can get F as F is equal to, and n is equal to mg, by the way, just about to start toppling. Then in vertical direction acceleration will be 0, so n will be equal to mg. So I can write mg into B divided by 2h. I think that only was there or not? Or have I...
Yes, sir.
Yes, why should have coming written?
Sir,
Yes.
about which point we are taking?
I was thinking to take about center of mass. Okay, I have to take h by 2. Sorry.
Sir, that one.
H by 2. Then it will become B by h here.
B by H always.
Mg into B by h. Because I remember one thing, that this case comes out to be different from the case of sufficient friction case. Then it comes out to be, in sufficient friction, it comes out to be, I think, B by 2h. But now it comes out to be mg into B by h. There is some difference in the sufficient friction case versus in the frictionless surface case. Can you do these two questions? Find out the... But again, for toppling, I'm not going in that much detail this time. But I'm insisting you to please revise the class notes once again. Toppling, you should revise there. In rotational equilibrium, when I was discussing there, I took toppling at that time only. So maybe lecture 3 and 4 of rotational mechanics equilibrium. This one you see now. Can you do this? Find the tension and force so that the m remains at rest, and the angular velocity of m in time t. In both cases, you have to find out. This m remains at rest. This m remains at rest. Can you find it out? If it has to remain at rest, then what happens here? P will be equal to mg in first case. Let us consider A, B. Case A is T is equal to mg. T is equal to mg. Next, case B. Case B is mg is acting downwards, mg sin theta is acting downwards, and this is acting downwards. mg sin theta. Then what do we get this as? mg sin theta plus capital mg sin theta. These are the forces downwards. What is the force upwards? Upward force is equal to upward force is F, which is at rest. Small m is at rest. But I'm not saying that this is also at rest. It may be moving upwards with acceleration A. So what equation we can write for the combined system? I can write upward force minus downward force is equal to sigma mi ai m into A. But small m has zero acceleration, small m into zero. This is the equation. So if I ask you acceleration of this, then we are able to get easily. And friction is not there here. Friction is zero. Are you understanding these equations or not? First, to think about it. Then I will proceed further.
Forgot.
This you understood, and this also.
Yes, sir, yes.
But now, in first case, this I'm not saying that this string will not go up. String will be going up. It will have some acceleration also. It will be going up with acceleration A, let us say. But center will remain at rest. The string will be pulled up, and it will be going up, right? So we have to find out now what is the omega, etc. Or we may find out that in certain time t, what length of string will be rising up. That we can find out. So to answer that question now, we can find out torque about center of mass. Torque about center of mass will be equal to
Sir, sir.
No, sir.
Sir left. Sir will rejoin.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, now you can.
Okay. Have you done that question? T is equal to mg. What is the torque about center mass?
Sir, screen. I think you didn't share.
I'm not able to share. I don't know what has happened here. Some error which is indicating. Torque we can get mg into r is torque. And
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes.
because T is equal to mg, actually torque is